Morning, everybody. It's Karen. Welcome back. Today, well, first of all, I want to share these flowers. I had to have them showing today. They're so pretty. I was presented these flowers Friday. My son-in-law, Master Sergeant Mark Smith, retired from the military. 20 years he's been in, and he was in the 160th Special Forces, and it was just a most wonderful farewell, and I was so glad and honored to be there, and all the the ones up above gave such wonderful speeches, and it was kind of tear jerking even to listen to his speech. But I was so honored to be there, and it's a day that I'll never forget. And before, I just wanted to say thank you to all the brave military men and women who are out there serving our country, risking their lives to give us a better life. I just want to tell you all thank you so, so very much. I just noticed my light keeps going in and out. Just 1 minute, let me check. Get that. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so also I got a few new subscribers, and I just want to tell you thank you for coming over. It means the world to me. It's just I just want to say thank you. I do a little bit of everything. I do beauty, I do fashion, and I do living a healthy lifestyle. I love reading up on health and healthcare, and once in a while I'll put out one of my luxury handbags, and because I don't do it to show off. Please, please, please. I'm not that type of person, but it's hard for, I know, people to understand, like, why would you spend that much on a handbag? And all I can say is you just must not. It's something that it's hard to explain. It's something that just makes you so happy. I just can't explain it. It's, people can't figure out, like, why would you spend that much on that when you can buy a dupe or something. It's like, I can't explain it. I know the women that are into that, they would understand. It's hard to explain. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just something that makes me happy, and I'm not gonna apologize or feel guilty about it. I'm just thankful, that I'm able to do it now and then by something like that. So that was enough of that. Okay, so today I am on to tell you what I do through the years, my anti-aging secrets. This just looks a little dark here. Just 1 minute. That's a little better. Okay, so I'm going to start with the very first one, and it is way, way back when I was in high school, freshman, and I was in home ec. And to this day, I still remember my teacher's name. Her name was Mrs. Weber, and she was just such a beautiful lady. And she told us girls that whenever you do anything around your eyes, around the eye area, use your ring finger. She said that is the finger with the lightest touch, and that is your most delicate skin on your face. So to this day, I still remember it, and that has always stuck in my mind. And also, uh, speaking of high school, I have been using this Pond's Cold Cream, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. I've been using this since high school. That is what I use to take my makeup off. It even gets my mascara off. And I don't know, when I put it on and then rub it off with a towelette, I can just tell. Well, it's not one of those wet towelettes. It's one of those. It's not a cotton pad either. I showed it in my last video, but it just feels like it even makes your skin. I don't know. It's been in my rotation for years, and I feel like it has a beneficial. properties for my skin. It just really, really has great ingredients. It's been around for years. You know, it's just I can't do without it. All right, and then the second one is very avid tea drinker. I probably almost 30 years now. Excuse me. In fact, I have one right now. uh, it has so many wonderful benefits, and I was introduced to it years ago when my parents went to a little Chinese restaurant, I guess, and they were served green tea. And at that time, they didn't, know what it was or heard about it. And they asked what it was, and they said, well, that's green tea. And so to this day, they got me to drinking it. And so I have been drinking it for, years and years. It's just like a staple. I always wear sunglasses, whether it's raining or cloudy, the rays are still coming through. The minute I leave the home, I got sunglasses on, and that's just something I've always done. And I know people, if they see me probably in the car driving and it's raining or something, like, why is she wearing her sunglasses? It's just something, I've always done, and I've always, well, I do know, I'm very careful with the sun. I know when I was in high school, I wasn't. In fact, I don't even know if they had sunscreen back then, but I remember my mom would always buy me a season ticket each summer to the swimming, the pool there, and that's where I'd be almost all summer, just hanging out there, and no sunscreen or anything. But after I got out of high school and a little bit older, I just I just didn't want to worship the sun, and I took better care of my skin and used sunscreen. And then when my daughters were in high school, they'd always have to be tanned for the prom and homecoming, and they'd always go to the tanning salon, and and I'd always tell them, I don't like it, but everybody did it. And so that's one thing I never touched, was a tanning bed. I just knew it wasn't good. Sure, you look good and you look healthy, but I just use fake tan, and that works very. You want to exercise your mind. It's very important to, as you get older, you want to keep your mind young. And, there's so many ways to do it. And, like I love reading a good book. And mostly I love reading on health care, myself healthy. And the book I'm reading now is called The Telomere Effect, and I will link it below. And I'll link Elizabeth's channel. She's the one that I found it through, and I'll link her channel below also. And she's also somebody that I think you would want to watch, because she has very good, she's into healthcare and so much, and she's so knowledgeable. So this book, I studied this in my classes, nursing and pharmacy, but it's telomere is something that has always fascinated me. You want to have long telomeres, and stress and negativity and just so much leads to short telomeres. And when your telomeres are short, that leads to you aging quicker. So this book is so good, and so I just can't put it down when I do have the chance to read. But that's one way to exercise your mind, is reading, and also picking up a hobby. This last summer, I've always been fascinated with the violin, and so I started taking. I got a violin, and I started taking classes online, and I kind of steered away from it as life gets busy, but I'll go back to it, because it's very good for the mind to learn a hobby. And I'd like to dabble into acrylic paint and stuff, and hopefully spend more time doing that. But right now I don't have as much time. But anything that can exercise your mind is so, so important, just as well as your body. Make sure you get plenty of exercise. My favorite is walking, but sometimes I just don't. With this cold weather, you just can't do it. But I have other form, of exercises to do. But my favorite is walking, being out in that breeze and the fresh air. It just puts such a, it's just, it's hard to say. You just sleep better. It's just amazing. And so it's very important, to exercise both your body and your brain. And, speaking of negativity, it's very important with all this social media and, YouTube. You want to stay with the people that treat you well. On Instagram, I limit my intake on it. I just connect. I want to connect with those who connect with me, and I like Instagram for certain things. Like if I'm gonna post a YouTube video, I like to alert everybody. But Instagram to me is just, I don't pick up my phone every hour or every 15 minutes and scroll. I just don't do that. It's not good for me. And basically the ones, it just makes your mind kind of alter and think, oh, my life is boring, and she lives in such a fancy home or something, and no, I do not like to do that, and I just limit myself. At first, I limited myself to just 15 minutes a day on it. It just kind of depends, but I do not dwell on it. I do not keep scrolling. That just definitely... it's not good for me, and I just, I know people just post the good side of their life, and it's just something that I would rather not spend too much time on. So and just again, to steer away from people that drain you or negative people. You don't want that, because again, like it shortens your telomeres, and you want to keep them long. Increase your antioxidants each day. And I did a video on this early on when I started YouTube, and I will link it below. But it's very important that we each day have enough antioxidants to take care of those free radicals that can damage our cells, and that leads to anti-aging. And also, I drink Aloha Noni juice. I have for years. I buy it through Bio Innovations, but it has very, very good benefits. It's the first thing I do in the morning is take that, and vitamins. I'm very adamant about my vitamins and buying good vitamins, and it's very important for us to, take the right kind of vitamins. To also have a purpose in life. It's very important, especially when you get older, you kind of think your life is over and there's nothing left. But like I said before, just pick up a hobby or read a book, just do something, or just go out and help people, volunteer. That's, it just makes you feel so much better when you can help other people. That's something that has always made me happy, is helping those who can't help themselves. And then the very last one is as a spiritual tip. But if any of you are offended with spiritual tips, you can shut it off now. But all those who would like to listen to it, I would have to say it's probably my most important tip that has helped me through the years. And that is my faith and my spirituality. And every morning when I get up, and I get up early. I get up like maybe 4:30, 5 in the morning. It's like I can't wait to get up, because I feel like I'm getting up to have coffee with my best friend, and that's Jesus. And I get up and I make coffee, and get my little dog outside and everything, and then I just feel like I'm sitting there talking to him, and he's there listening, and I know he is. And I'll just ask him, like, I hope you had a good night, and I'll ask him, how was your day? And I, and then I tell him about how thankful I am for what he's done and how he helped me maybe with this or that, or, if I was having trouble, I just tell him thank you. And I also journal every morning. This journal is my newest one. I got it at Walmart, but usually I just buy an old plain notebook. But I write down the date, and then I just write down the things that I am thankful for, and also like maybe little things you want to remember from the day before. And also sometimes I get creative, and I like to draw and everything. But basically that's what I do. I just talk to him, and he is my best friend, and he's there, and I know he's there. And I spend quite a bit of time, and then I read I write down my Bible scriptures that I read, that I want to read. I rotate through the Bible, and if anything is meaningful to me, I will also write that down. And if there's a Bible verse, that usually what I like to do is write a Bible verse on an index card. And then I put it in one of those little protected covers. I don't know if I've got one here. Yeah, I do. Okay. Like, you can buy these on Amazon, these little index plastic cards. And what I like to do is write down a Bible verse that really sticks to me or meant something. And I put it on one of these little cards. And then I put one. I usually make about 2 or 3 of the same verse, and then I have one around the house, kind of where I am the most, and one in the kitchen, and then I keep one in my purse so that when I'm out, I can just flip it up and memorize it, and that would be my verse for that week. And when I'm in the car, I'll just be talking to him, if something's bothering me or something, I know he's there for me. And also I ask him, please use me this day, show me something that I can do for somebody. And, even if it's a simple thing, like if you're at Walmart and you'll see some elderly person that just looks really unhappy and sad and everything, if you just go and walk by and give them a kind smile, that's just going to brighten their day, all those simple little things. And, it's just, I've always get so much, I don't know, it's just helping people is one of my greatest joys in life. And so, spend that time with with Jesus every morning, because if I don't, my whole day just isn't good. So anyway, guys, I would love to hear any tips that you use for anti-aging. And until next time, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you. Love you guys.